Hey guys, this is Robin from livingthesimpleLifeNow.com. I thought that I might do some informal vlogging once a week just to talk about different steps that I'm taking to simplify my life, kind of what's going on in my life, why I'm taking those steps, habits that I'm working on, and books that I'm reading, and things like that. So, what's happening in my life is on Friday, today is Sunday, on Friday, we've known that my son has had an illness called, and I have to look up my notes. It's hard to pronounce. Eosinophilic esophagitis, and what that is his esophagus is eroding away, and it's probably something he's eating, but allergy testing is inconclusive at this point. He is going in for more allergy testing in about a month, but basically he is losing weight. He is 0.6 percentile for weight. Moms that have had babies and taken their babies to the doctor know that's not good. Even 10 percentile isn't necessarily good, but 0.6, I've never even heard of that. He's 9 years old. He does have food allergies, particularly nuts and peanuts. But there's something that's causing this. And he goes to University of Michigan Children's Hospital, which is about an hour from where we live. And this past week, was the first time they brought up feeding tube, giving him a feeding tube and giving him nourishment and bypassing the esophagus, at least temporarily, to give him nourishment because he is just a skeleton. We're first starting, and we start today with an appetite stimulant, but the problem is his stomach hurts all the time. So, because simplifying my life is even more important. It's always important to me, but it's just another reminder of why it is so important to simplify my life. I don't want to spend time doing things that are unimportant and not spend time being with my son, loving on my son, and taking care of my son. It's not fatal. It just affects his quality of life, and no parent wants that. So, moving on for my son. This week, I thought it would be fun to kind of talk about the books that I'm reading and why I'm reading them. I think reading is such an important part of just developing who you are and brain development. I'm just about to put an article up that I've written about staying mentally sharp. We have some dementia and things like that in my family, and I've always been extremely scared that that's going to happen to me. I turned 39 2 days ago. So I feel fine mentally, but I'm starting to get up there. The day that my son, we went to the doctor, was my birthday, so it wasn't a very good birthday. So I'm reading one book called Information Diet, and these books, most of them I'll do reviews on, probably video reviews, but Information Diet talks about the concept of how what we put in our bodies in terms of food makes us sick if we don't put the right things in our body, kind of garbage in, garbage out. The same thing is true with what we fill our minds with. Are we filling our minds with just garbage, reality shows or whatever? I've watched reality shows. I'm not faulting people that do. I'm not much of a TV watcher anymore, but I have been in the past a terrible TV watcher, but I don't really watch TV anymore. And part of the reason is because I just don't think it benefits me in the long run. There is something to be said for downtime, and sometimes I'll watch a movie with my husband, but just to sit with the TV on, I don't think for me, is not beneficial. So I'm going to read this book, Information Diet, and it's talking about, and I'm sure they'll go into studies and stuff, of how what we consume, what we read, what we watch, the things we expose ourselves to, how that impacts how we think and who we are. And I will put a link in the video at the bottom of the products that I'm talking about. The other one is called Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui. Now, I'm not a big Feng Shui person, although I think there's some kind of cool concepts around it, but this book I think is more just about clearing the clutter, not only physical but mental. Kind of a theme going on here. I'm such a big believer in simplifying your life being something that you do mentally as well as physically. Habits that I'll be working on this week. I want to eat simple nutritious meals. I have an autoimmune disease called Epstein-Barr, and when I don't eat healthy, well, like most people, I don't feel great, but it really affects me and my joints start to hurt, and I've just not been doing what I should be. And the best thing for me is juicing once a day, like broccoli or kale and carrots, and I'll put apple in for some sweetener, and it's not as gross as it sounds. I'll do protein shakes. That way I'm getting protein, but I'm not getting a lot of the garbage that goes along with some of the protein. And then just eat that. That's usually one of those is usually breakfast, and one of those is usually lunch, and I also have some vitamin drinks in there. And then just eating a sensible dinner. So I'm going to try to get back on track this week with that. I'm also trying to take the extra step to put things away the first time. If something belongs 10 feet away, I'm notorious for putting it 5 feet away and thinking I'll do the other 5 feet later. I'm trying to do a follow through. If something goes somewhere, I just need to put it away right then, because that's how clutter accumulates, is we don't do it right then. So I'm working on that. And I'm also trying to go to bed earlier. My autoimmune disease I require more sleep, and I kind of get a little defiant and belligerent about it, and I try to only get 7 or 8 hours sleep, and I really need 9 to 10 hours sleep most nights. Sometimes I can get away with not doing that, but really, if I'm going to be healthy, I need that, at least laying in bed still reading, and not moving around. Stinks, but it is what it is. Maybe it won't be that way forever. This week on the blog, we'll be continuing our 100 days of decluttering, and you'll see different areas of my home that I'm decluttering. I've got some videos that I made that I didn't release last week because my other child, not the one with the illness, had an infected tooth. So being a parent consumes a lot. I will be writing on, and I've already shot the video, so I'm going to write on it, on dealing with people that are kind of naysayers when you say you want to simplify your life and get rid of stuff. I've dealt with this. I know other people have dealt with this, when you just kind of like box up half of your stuff and call Goodwill to come get it. I mean, there are people that really think like there's something wrong with you. So we'll talk about kind of how to deal with those people. I think I just said I got one article that's in the works that I just need to shoot a video for, about staying mentally sharp. I don't care. I'm 39. I don't care if you're 20, if you're 15. I still think it's important. Your brain is so important to keep it active. I mean, they've done studies, and I have pictures in this upcoming blog post of brain scans and what it looks like when your brain's not fully engaged. And it's not a good thing. And the importance of sleep. I've been reading a lot about the importance of sleep, so I want to do some sort of a research article on that. Hopefully that will come up this week. And I also really want to write on happiness. It's been a few weeks since I've written on happiness. I'm not quite sure what angle I'm going to go, but I just love writing on happiness. And sometimes it's a case study or just things to do to make you happy. So the day that my son was diagnosed with, or not diagnosed, but that we found out that he might need a feeding tube, was my birthday. And my husband's birthday present to me was a new phone, because the phone that I currently have, it's 2 years old, and that's really not that old, but in phone life it is, and it doesn't have enough memory to do the videos that I want to do for the vlog. So I think I'm getting the Samsung S5. I was going to get the iPhone 5S. I've never had an iPhone before. I've never had an Apple product before. I know that makes me weird. I love Google products. But I have a Samsung now, so I think my learning curve will be less, and I think the camera is better. So that benefits you, and it's going to prevent my family from having to buy a video camera. So that's what's happening right now, and I want to encourage you to simplify your life. Head on over to my website and get a free ebook, 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life Overnight, because really, I don't know what. I've never met anybody that doesn't want a simpler life, but sometimes it's hard to know where to start. And this video today is kind of showing you, hey, this is why we need to, and these are the things that we need to focus on. So I'm going to try to make this a weekly thing, very informal. I'm shooting in my bedroom in regular clothes, with my hair pulled up. And so this is Robin signing off from livingthesimpleLifeNow.com. Have a great week.